Baseball once again advances to the second round of CIF play after solid showing in their first round victory over Victor Valley. For the second time in 5 years, they faced Anaheim Savannah High School in the postseason, this time with the Rebels making the trip to Kendall Field. Sports Desk reporter Brandon Ortega gives us the highlights.
The Tartars were up for a big fight from Savannah. Junior Rafael Ramirez got the call on the mound, and he was ready to go right off the bat, striking out A.J. Kennedy as his team trails early in the third. Ramirez got great defensive support as usual. Ivan Dominguez makes the nice play and passes it to Ramirez to end the third inning. With the Tartars' offense struggling, Ramirez would need to step up. He gets his second strikeout of the game. The junior only gave up 2 runs in his 5 innings of work. Marvin Flores added some extra help. He throws out Eddie Rivera at second with a laser to Trent Gilbert. Tartars still down by 2 in the bottom of the fourth. Max Ishikawa steps up and finally ends the Tartars scoring drought. Torrance's trusty designated hitter drives in Miller Olsen, and the Tartars get on the board, now down 2-1 heading into the fifth. Pivotal moment of the game right here. Savannah's Jonathan Rodriguez blasts a shot all the way to the outfield fence. He almost gets in for a triple, but the Tartars outfield guns him down. Olsen makes the big tag, and the Tartars have a chance now to catch Savannah. Josh Mingura steps up, and he sends a blast of his own to the outfield fence. That's going to be good for a triple, and 2 Tartars would come in to score. Tartars would take the lead and not look back from this point on. Torrance goes on to score all 9 runs in the fifth, and that sets the tone for a 9-5 victory over Savannah in the second round. The Tartars' offense took a while to come around, but they finally did, but the pitching was the main factor in this victory, and after the game, the Tartars talked about their great pitching performance from Rafael Ramirez.
Ralph, he was a little nervous, but I had to talk with him before the game, told him to keep his composure and he'll be fine, and that's what he did, and the results were fine.
When one bad thing happens, everybody's got to look to somebody to right the ship quickly, and usually that's a pitcher. So instead of feeling sorry for yourself when something goes wrong, you got to get after it, and that's what he did today. It was like, so what, we're down 2-0, get on my shoulders, and we're going to win this game, and that's what we're looking for. So it was neat to see those guys do that today.
Ramirez was confident his team would come around and get some scoring going, as they did, scoring all 9 runs in that 5th inning. After the game, Ramirez talked about his main motivation to get his team to next week's quarterfinal.
It was all for the seniors, they work hard every day, they push us, and I just threw my heart out for them, just to get the win, because they deserve to keep going.
It was all about the 5th inning for Torrance. They scored all 9 of those runs in the 5th inning, and then they got a great boost of confidence you could see in the team throughout the rest of the game. The bullpen came in and shut down Savannah in the last 2 innings, and now they'll move on to the quarters as they'll take on either Bishop Amat or Colony. Now, I just talked to Coach Turner, and he says they do not care who it's going to be in the next round. They're so motivated to get back to the CIF finals just like they did last season. Reporting for the Sports Desk, I'm Brandon Ortega.
Thanks so much, Brandon. The Tartars' 9-run 5th inning led the way to the victory. Freddie Young and Kieran Kubos relieved Ramirez in the 6th and 7th inning to close out the game. Torrance would need to go on the road for their quarterfinal showdown with Bishop Amat, a very good team. Brandon Ortega got out there and he gives us the highlights.
The Tartars traveled to Rio Hondo College in Whittier to take on top-seeded Bishop Amat in the quarterfinals. The Tartars' offense would need to get off to a good start in this game, with Bishop Amat having one of the more high-powered offenses in Division 4. Torrance would get a little bit of good fortune to begin the game as Marvin Flores in the 1st inning sends a shot into right field, and the outfielder loses the ball in the sun. Torrance scores a run as Trent Gilbert is thrown out at home, but Angelo Gums scores before Gilbert is thrown out, and the Tartars go up 1-0 after the top of the first. Top second with 1 out and the score now tied. Max Ishikawa for the 2nd game in a row comes up with a crucial hit. Bishop makes another error for the 2nd inning in a row, and the Tartars now have the bases loaded. Next batter, Tyrone Taylor steps up and he gets a pivotal hit, driving in Rafael Ramirez, and the Tartars go up 2-1 now. Tartars not done yet. Ivan Dominguez steps up and he drives a single into center field. That would score 2 runs, and the Tartars now go up 4-1. We're still in the second with only 1 out. Tartars managed 5 runs on 5 hits in the 2nd inning, and Trent Gilbert would supply the last knockout punch in the 2nd inning. He sends a double into left field. That scores 2 runs. Tyrone Taylor scores, and Ivan Dominguez would score. Tartars go up 6-1 after the top of the 2nd inning. With a 5-run lead, Josh Mingura would need to hold off Bishop Lamont's high-powered offense. Right here, he gets Adrian Franco to swing and miss on the nasty curve. Tartars get out of the 3rd inning, now up 6-2. Bishop Lamont was just too good of a team for Mingura to take down all by himself, so he would need some big help from his defense, and he would get it. Trent Gilbert handles the testy grounder, getting 1 out in the 4th. And Mingura would get some nice help from his outfield as well. High fly ball to right field, and Rafael Ramirez would make the tough play with the sun still blazing in his face. Ramirez would now take over at the mound to relieve Mingura. Ramirez got great defensive help just like Mingura did. Ivan Dominguez makes the quick play, and they escape the 6th, now up 7-3, and the Tartars get the final out. Angelo Gums makes the great double play to end the game. The Tartars celebrate and move on to the semifinals for the 2nd year in a row. What a way to cap off the biggest upset in Division IV thus far this season. Everybody's pumped up. Josh Mingura is pumped up. The Tartars got great balance from the offense and defense, but it all started with the pitching.
Well, Josh was just hitting the spots, pitching to the batter's weaknesses, and Ralphie came in and just shut it down for us real good and kept all the batters off balance with his football pitch and everything. He did a real good job.
We just came out today and we were feeling positive, had confidence, and we had to do our thing. I mean, we had to throw strikes, had to play real good, hard baseball, and that's what we had to do, and we did it.
Great senior leadership from Josh, and Ralphie, man, he's been big for us the whole year, and it's just great to have those 2 guys up there on the mound, and it makes us really feel confident about our team.
We had some breaks for sure, but I think we came out aggressive, and I think that the guys were putting the bat on the ball and having some good at bats, whether they walked or got hit or bunted or whatever they did. Everybody was on board, and it worked out for us today, and we feel good about it.
It seems like the 5th inning is the time for Torrance to strike. The Tartars got 5 of their 7 runs in the 5th. Josh and Rafi bring the heat with a solid pitching performance that they'll have to bring as they advance to the semifinals for their 2nd year in a row. The Tartars will host Indio in the semifinals at Kendall Field. Be sure to check out the highlights of that game on next week's show. And after the break, there's a very tall and talented player from Bishop Montgomery. He's going on a scholarship to a big volleyball school right here in SoCal. Stay tuned.